and make a little introduction. So happy to have Aida. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Aida from probably streaming from Tamera in Portugal. But Aida is born to indigenous tribes in Palestine, a mother, lover of life, and just a long life political activist and feminist. We're really happy to have you here in this session. I think you're going to share from your vast experience what would be some of the key components we need to address while moving towards a more regenerative life.
Yes.
So, yes. And another thing, for those who don't know, Tamera is in Portugal. Is one of the long tradition communities. I think it had like 25 years in Portugal or something like that.
27.
27. And you've been living there for the last 18, correct?
Indeed.
So we've got lots to learn from you. I'll give you the stage.
Thank you, Anna. And maybe I do invite the people who popped in, the 7 people, if you able and can and want to open your camera for a moment. Just we get to know each other. Since we are fewer people, we can create more intimacy if we like. So it's an invitation, not a must, but if you like to open. Hello, Susan. Hello. Hello, Michaela. Am I saying your name correct? Good. Yeah. So if you choose later to open your camera, I mean, if you are naked and you don't want us to see you immediately, it's okay. Hello, what's the name? Mais de Brazil. Hey, bem-vinda.
Thais.
Mais. Nice. Welcome. So yes, as Anna said, I am living in Tamera, and I was born in Palestine to a very tough political background that taught me from the beginning that in order to survive, I need to have on my side enough love and compassion. As I could see that all my identities as a female body, as an indigenous woman, as a Muslim, as Palestinian, was rejected by the systems that were around me. And very early, I understood that in order to survive and thrive and have a good life, I have to find channels to allow the love that inside of me to be shared to the world. And my life legacy became as this place of creating spaces to practice love. Love also on the physical level. So in Tamera, we are an intentional community that puts in the middle the sacredness of the topic of love, sexuality, intimate connections, sacred sexuality, Eros, the attraction between people, no matter what is their sexual identity. And we make the similarity between what we did to the water. Hello, Lily, welcome. The similarity of what we did to rivers, what we did to the flesh of Mother Earth, to the same things that we did to the body of the female body, the Eros and the sexuality. And that in order to have a regenerative, resilient community, a resilient society, we need to address these topics of our bodies and the similarities of our bodies as female body in the beginning, but also as masculine bodies, with the similarity with Mother Earth. And as Annie said, I come from indigenous tribes. The lineage that I am connected with the Bedouin people, who are the semi-nomadic tribes in the desert. There are people like many indigenous people in the world. Hello, Alice. Welcome. Hey. People who are for thousands and millions of years knew how to live with Earth in a regenerative way. And it comes from the beginning, from this place that we don't own land. The whole idea of owning land is strange for us. We say we belong to the land. We are part of her. We are actually Mother Earth itself, expressing herself in different colors and nations. So we don't have an idea of owning life, of owning land. But we have many practices to keep our connection with the life, with land alive. That's why today, the 80% of the biodiversity of the world is actually well taken care by indigenous tribes all over the world. And we have a lot to learn from indigenous tribes in these times to see how much, almost between 5,000 to 7,000 languages of the world are within indigenous tribes. Yeah, so much of the biodiversity is held by them. And when I am calling for a session in such a international rebuild platform, I call for rerouting. And I mean by this is that in order that we become one with life, one with earth, we need to be rooted. And rooted in what? I guess all of us, in some point of our life, we are indigenous, we are local, we are native to something. Many of us, we move, and especially if I'm speaking to white Western people, I don't think in this case you are all, and that's beautiful to see the diversity. I hope I am not wrong. That white Western people have walked long path away from their own roots, from their own lineages, from being rooted with songs, poems, knowing the herbs around them, knowing the medicines around them. And one of the major systems of oppression, capitalism, has emerged, arrived, was born from this alienation societies of Western world and became globalized on Earth. And one of our global illnesses, beside colonialism, white supremacy, is capitalism, is this place that makes the story of the individual, the one hero story. You have to work hard, to achieve hard, to become successful, and often on the behalf of other people, oppressing other people, so you can win the race and collect goodies and collect resources for yourself. If you are successful, it's for yourself because you are good. You've been smart and fast, and you are rewarded. But if you fail, nobody looks into the systematic reasons that does not allow the majority of the world inhabitants not to thrive in the system of capitalism. So when I invite for rerouting, is that I'm having this belief system inside of me that says, if each one of us, if every group, every collective makes effort to know what is your own roots, what is your own lineage, what is the story of your people, become proud of it, become honored by it, honor your people, honor your lineages, and ask them for the stories, for the knowledge that they had. So if we are speaking about capitalism and the new industrial revolution, we are speaking about 200, 300, 500 years. If we are speaking about colonialism, we are speaking only about few hundreds of years. So go back as much as you want to these lineages where the connection with the land was intact, was healthy, was good, where the connection with your tribes, with your people was good. There is archaeologist and a researcher, Maria Gumpucha, who researched the Neolithic phase in Europe and came with the term Old Europe. the old Europe. And old Europe, it's around the Rhine River that goes through Germany, where she brings evidence that 3,000 years ago, 3,000 years and above, from the researches that have happened there is no sign for any culture of violence there. There are no tools for violence. There's no weapons. There's no evidence that there was any conflicts or wars. These people lived in a biosphere, in an environment that was without violence. So it's an evidence that our lineages, your lineages, had lived once in a state that there was no war, no violence. So when I invite white people especially to reroute, is to go back to their lineages where it was before capitalism, before colonialism, and root ourselves there. I believe that people who are rooted in their own lineages and they are connected with it and proud of it have less tendency to uproot other people. And we can see that globally, the Western modernity is the main reason that is stealing and uprooting so many other indigenous cultures and so many other ethnic ethnicities and minorities in the world. But a person, a group that is rooted, will never do this to somebody else. So as you can see, I am dressing with a dress from my culture. It's bordado. It takes months to create such a dress. It's all the material is local, being waved by people, by mainly women, and decorated according to a tribe. This every stitch here has a story. It's a symbol of plants, the local plants. This is the wheat here. The structures say something about how do we live, in which season this dress was made. It tells a story about the woman who is dressing it. Is she single? Is she married? Is she divorced? Is she a widow? So you walk with your like identity card, and if it changed, then you give the dress to somebody else. You don't want to go single when you are already married. It's a dress that has a story. So it's a dress, when you make it and when you make it with others, you won't just put it on the trash and go to H&M and buy another dress. No, the dress has a story. And if you want to have such a dress, then you will make sure that cotton is growing around you. You will make sure that all the threads that you need are growing around you, or you can have them as an exchange with other people. So this makes every matter around us has a value. And by honoring these material things that are around us, we end up with honoring the whole material realm that is around us, which is us, which is the earth, the mud, the air, the water, the plants, the animals, the biodiversity, that the bioregion, the biodiversity that I am born in is part of all this matter that makes my life possible. So being rooted in who I am and what I am allows me to have contact with life, and by this becoming protector of life. I think that we are now in times that, especially after COVID and this time of alienation that globally we went into, where I could say that the bomb of separation that we are all afraid of is already it's there, it's happening. And the question is not to if we can stop it. No, actually is to look around and to sit thoroughly with the problems that we co-created. And maybe asking ourselves, is there a way that we stop doing what we usually are doing and open mystery for other ways of thinking? We call it in our tribes magic, to allow space of magic. It looks that we have been asking the same questions and answering them the same ways and going in circles and in loops and ending in these times where we have to come to a place where we say, could it be that the way that we are answering the crisis is part of it? The urgency, the wanting to do, the wanting to achieve, could it be that it's actually part of the problem itself and not an answer? And how is it that we can so much slow down? And slow down, I take this term from Bayo Akolomaafe. Are you aware of this name? If you can make a sign. He's an amazing philosopher from Nigeria, a great author, and he speaks, he has a book that it's called Times Are Urgent, Let's Slow Down. And he speaks a story when somebody from Germany tells him, hey, Bayo, you always speak about slowing down. It doesn't work for me. I'm trying to slow down. I take a vacation, I take a break, but it doesn't work. And Bayo's answer, and I want to repeat it, is that where he says, slowing down is not a matter of taking a vacation or things get very fast and then you say, let's slow down, and then you take a breath and then you continue. Slowing down is the level where you are able to create intimacy with the other. Even now, like in this moment that we are strangers, most of us, to each other, can we create that level of intimacy so we can slow down? That we breathe each other, that we know that, wow, what brings us now to give a half an hour of our time to listen to somebody else is that because we are all on that search. We are all wanting to be relevant in these times. And in this sense of creating intimacy, I'm happy that more and more of you are opening your cameras. So only if it's a choice, only if you want, you can open. So beautiful. Thank you, everybody. And maybe we can use this time, because I'm also curious about you. Maybe we can just go around and say, what brings you to this session? And maybe if you can answer, can you imagine a way of rooting with who you are or what you are? And since we are a small group, we can also go for a minute for each one of us. And maybe I would start, who would like to start? And then the person pass it to another person. They said that I have the liberty to do in my session what I want to do. So I'm doing it. Who would like to start? Yeah. What's your name?
Nicola. I can take. Nicola, can you hear me?
Okay, Nicola.
My name's Thais.
Okay.
Oh,
go for it.
Sorry.
Go.
Who? So I'm going to start because we need to be fast and I speak slowly because I'm not English speaker. So my name is Thais, I'm from Brazil. And today I also had a talk and this event called How to Rebuild the Power of Black Mothers in Brazil. So what you said here today moved me a lot because it's very related with my story, and my project is about taking some actions to promote a better life for Black mothers in Brazil. And the first thing we have to do is to remember that human beings just became to this world from Africa. in more than 200,000 years ago. So when we talk about Black mothers, I think that like we are the mothers of the humanity, and all of us, independent of the color of skin or anything like that, we must remember this power. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. So
we only have like 3-4 minutes left. I will invite to continue with short 30 seconds interventions.
okay.
Lily.
This takes a little courage. I live in Canada, and I'm a grandmother and a great grandmother. And when 2020 hit, the family rejected me, lost most of my friends and a lot of other stuff, and I'm really struggling here. But I haven't stopped trying to, find out what kind of a foundation I can stand on in order to be able to continue on, because my age group, many people are dying around me, and so there's all this doom and gloom, and where do you find hope? So that's what my journey is, and roots is so foreign, even though it is so drawing and appealing, but living where I do, it just seems like it's almost impossible. But to to finish this off, hopefully on a more positive note, I so enjoy what you said, and I would love to be in that kind of situation, to have found my roots that well. So I'll give somebody else a chance to.
Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. So I was not aware, Anna, that our time is so short. So is there somebody who would like to share something? Because I still wanted to say something else, but if there's somebody who would like to say something, go for it. Nicola, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I just wanted to volunteer to be the first, but I just want to say, well, I'm so sorry that I missed actually this session. So I don't know what you were talking about, but I can say that I come from Europe. I come from Czech Republic. My father died when I was little. My mother died like 5 years ago, and since then I actually started to travel and start looking for seeking where is my home on this planet. And now here I am living in Costa Rica. Hi everyone.
Wow.
Paradise. And still looking for where I belong. And even though I don't know very much about my roots, I feel like there is this sense of communion that is possible to find anywhere around the world, when you find people that are actually, like-minded, and you can connect from heart to heart. Then I found what is called a soul family in so many different places around the world, and that is really beautiful type of family to have. So I don't know where are my roots. I feel like I can be here and I can be there, and maybe one day I will root somewhere. But I am so grateful to be around so many inspiring people, and just women in general. So nice to be here with you, most of you ladies and men.
Beautiful. Some of you asked me how to be in touch with me. So I put my email and also where I am in Tamera. And also to let you know that this July, I will be offering a seminar and a retreat for political activists. The seminar will be about regaining realistic hope. What does it mean to have hope in these times where everything is falling? How to have this realistic hope that we can walk tall wherever we go. Like Nicola, if your feet planted you in Costa Rica, that's your Mother Earth, that's your roots now. And when you move somewhere else, you root somewhere else. But what I'm trying to avoid or trying to bring to our awareness is that we become a complicit with the system when we walk between the places of Mother Earth with alienation, with not belonging, with thinking that we are passengers. We pass by, we take what we want because we can, and we leave. This is the state that globally, when we multiply it, that's what killing Mother Earth. But if we start belonging wherever we are, that's a political step. And in July, I will offer 10 days of political retreat in Tamera for activists who are in the front lines and also tired, seeing so much pain, so much repetition, to allow ourselves this slowing down that I spoke about, to allow this intimacy, to allow to see each other. Who are we in our journey? So may our roads cross again, and be blessed and protected with whatever you do.
Thank you so much, Aida. So inspiring to be in the presence of a strong woman like you. And yes, I hope you get to meet others on your path and in this community at Rebuild. Thank you all for joining.
Thank
See
you.
on the other side.
You don't mean on the other side of death. We will meet.
No, on the other side, like in another Zoom room.
Use humor is antidote for separation. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao.